Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Safia binti Aizarisham, L24A0591, and today I will analyze a negotiation situation involving a customer who bought shoes on sale. After wearing them at home, the customer realizes that the shoes did not fit them properly and wanted a refund. However, the receipt clearly stated that the shoes were non-returnable. The customer became angry and then yelled at the staff and eventually received a refund from the manager. So, I will analyze the situation using 4 ethical standards in negotiation. 1. End result ethics. 2. Duty ethics. 3. Social contract ethics. 4. Personalistic ethics. Lastly, I will explain which approach I think is the best and whether I would act the same way in real life. Now let's talk about the end result ethics. End result ethics focuses on the final outcome. In this situation, the buyer successfully received the refund after pressuring the store staff. From this perspective, the negotiation can be considered successful because the buyer achieved the desired result. The customer got the money back even though the policy stated that the shoes could not be returned. However, although the outcome benefited the buyer, the strategy used was aggressive and unethical. Yelling in public embarrassed the employees and pressured the manager into giving the refund. This may also damage the store's reputation and create an uncomfortable environment for other customers. Therefore, end result ethics may justify the buyer's action because the goal was achieved, but it ignores whether the behavior was morally right. Now let's move on to duty ethics. Duty ethics focuses on rules, responsibility, and morals obligation. In this situation, the store clearly stated on the receipt that the sale item were non-returnable. As the buyer, the customer had the responsibility to respect the policy before making the purchase. The buyer's aggressive behavior violated ethical communication because shouting at employees is disrespectful and unprofessional. The clerk was only following the company policy and should not be blamed for personally. And from the duty ethics perspective, the buyer acted unethically because the actions ignores rules and fails to respect others. Let's talk about social contract ethics. Social contract ethics focuses on fairness, mutual understanding, and accepted social behavior. In society, customers and businesses are expected to communicate respectfully and solve problems calmly. Although customers have the rights to express dissatisfaction, they should do so politely. The buyer in this situation broke the social expectation of respectful communication by yelling out loud in the stores. This created tension and discomfort for other people around them. However, the manager also tried to maintain harmony by offering the refund to avoid further conflict and protect customer relationships. From this perspective, both parties were trying to protect their best interests, but the buyer behavior still violated the acceptable social conduct. Moving on to personalistic ethics. Personalistic ethics focuses on relationship, compassion, and caring for others. In this case, the buyer may genuinely feel disappointed because the shoes were uncomfortable. However, the buyer failed to consider the feelings of the store employees. The clerk and manager may feel stressed, embarrassed, or unfairly treated because of the customer's angry behavior. Ethical negotiation should involve empathy, understanding, and respectful discussion. If the buyer had calmly explained the problem, the manager might still have considered offering an exchange or store credit without conflict. Therefore, personalistic ethics perspective, the buyer's behavior was inappropriate because it lacked empathy and respect. If I were in the buyer's position, I believe the best approach would be personalistic ethics combined with duty ethics. I would remain calm and explain the issue politely and ask whether there is any possible situation or solution such as an exchange, store credit, or exception. This approach respects the store policy while also maintaining a good relationship with the staff. Negotiation should focus on communication and mutual understanding instead of intimidation or anger. In a real-life situation, I would not yell at the employees to get a refund. Although being angry may sometimes produces good results or beneficial results, it can harm relationships and create unnecessary conflict. I believe respectful communication is more professional and ethical. By staying calm and discussing the issue properly, both sides are more likely to reach a fair and positive solution. So, in conclusion, this situation demonstrates how different ethical standards can influence negotiation behavior. End result ethics focuses on achieving the goal, duty ethics emphasizes on rules, social contract ethics highlights acceptable social behavior, and personality ethics focuses on empathy and a relationship. Overall, ethical negotiation should involve honesty, respect, and effective communication to create a positive outcome for both parties.